All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the next iteration of the King of Perpetual Trading Battle. So, today is the day three of our second round, which is a round of 16. Okay. So, today we have seven people who are competing for the spot to advance into the next round. All right, so let's see. Well, let's see what today will bring. I mean, yesterday it was pretty cool, and actually, I think at the end, the top trader or like the number one just won by a very small margin. So that was definitely a very close race. Um, so with that being said, let's see how it goes tomorrow. Sorry, how it goes today, and who will take the spot. So as mentioned, we have seven traders today, and so far, let me check. Yeah, it seems like nobody has taken any positions yet. But of course, this is just the beginning, so we still have 28 minutes to go. So yeah, let's see what today will bring and how it's going to work out. Let me refresh just in case. All right, so we're still waiting for the first trader or the first people to make the trade. All right, so here we go. We have our data piling in. Uh, okay, so we have some people. Let me see if this is correct. This seems like a little bit of a glitch on our end. Let me double confirm with the team. All right, yeah, so it seems like we had a little bit of a hitch, but we are back to the live data and it seems to be displaying right now correctly. So let's see what people are doing, what people are trading. So we're gonna start with our first person right now who is up a little bit over 1%, who is shorting ETH. And then we have few people who are going long on uni. And then we have Jennifer who is actually going short on uni. Oh wow, we have one person, Lian Mei 888, who has a whole bunch of long positions on ETH. But since so far this trader is in negative 7.36%, but no, like doesn't matter. Let's give thumbs up. I'm sure this person can recover. And then we have, okay, so the first person right now is also up about 7%. So let's also give some thumbs up. And yeah, so far we have some action with Uniswap, and ETH. I don't see any BTC or any Solana, XRP, or any other positions. But let's see how it goes. So okay, so Jennifer, she's making some moves. Well, actually, she just has two short positions. Um, but it seems like it's playing out into her favor. But of course, we still have 25 minutes to go, a little bit less than that. So a lot of things may change. Mm, All right, so Liang Mei is not having a good time. This trader has a lot of long positions, but they are all bringing him into the red. So right now he is down almost 15%, 13.35. So it's not looking very good, but again, things can change. We still have a lot of time to go, and this is the thing about this time around. If you tuned in the previous rounds, as you may know, we only had 15 minutes, right? So if you only have 15 minutes to trade and you're like negative, 11%, like this trader is, uh, at this point right now, that you would be like halfway into the competition. So that might be a little bit worrisome. But that being said, right now for us, in this case, we still have 23 minutes to go. So nothing too much to worry about. But let's see. Of course, let's see how it goes. All right. So while we're looking at the traders and their trades, just in terms of the market, we don't see a lot of movement today. I think most of the assets looking pretty flat. So let's take a look at our coin market cap. What's going on over there? Yes. So BTC at 87. So in the last 24 hours, like I mentioned, it's pretty much flat. And then we have ETH also flat, XRP down a little bit, Solana flat. So yeah, since yesterday, since we have our conversation and the live session for trading, I don't see a lot of movement in any of the major, top 10, 20 coins. So, but you know what? Sometimes when there is not a lot of movement, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, because it basically kind of going sideways, and it just gives us a little bit room to breathe. You know what I mean? Because whenever you have the huge downsides, the huge crashes, obviously everybody's freaking out. Everybody's like panicking. It's like, hey, what's going on? Is this it? Like the bull run is over. Everything finished. And if everything is finished, so the market sentiment goes down a lot, and this is just not a good time. But at the same time, when we have a very rapid rises in the market, this also can be somewhat troublesome, because then people also like starting to freak out, right? And be like, oh my god, I'm missing out. So everybody's like FOMOing in, and being like, oh, I have to buy this coin, or I have to buy that coin. Oh, it's like BTC just went up 2%, so I'm gonna FOMO into some shit coins, right? And it's just a lot of panic. And then the next day, of course, because like for us, for the retail traders, it's kind of normal, right? Whenever you exit the position, then the assets start rising, right? And then once you're like, okay, I'm gonna FOMO in, so you're gonna go in and buy into specific coins, whether it's BTC or maybe some altcoins. um, and then of course it's going to go down, right? Because of course you're going to buy at the top, and then once you hit that click button, like the click buy button, once you do that, it will immediately reverse its course and just going to go down a lot. And again, this is pretty standard. I feel like every trader has that feeling, whenever he or she buys a specific asset, and then that asset immediately reverses its current trajectory, right? And you basically immediately your P&L goes down, right? But I think this is like one of the things. This is just like a trading philosophy, because this is how you feel. But in reality, of course, it has nothing to do with the fact that you bought or sold. This is just how market operates. But I feel like on a internal level, you feel like, oh, crap, I bought at the top, and I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes it happens, right? But In any case, so let's take a look at what's going on right now. So our trader Liang Mei is going even more into red. So right now it's sitting at 15.5%. We have few traders who are sitting at, a negative 2, 3%, trading ETH. Okay, so we have one person who is actually going long on BTC. Okay, not bad. All right, so we have a trader named Dylan, and he's going long on the uni. Okay, and then let's see. So Jennifer is a number two with about 2% positive P&L, and also we still the number one is the long LAN, and this trader is up almost 7%. All right, so we are still at 18-minute mark. So I think a lot of things can happen in the meantime. But yeah, let's see how it goes, and hopefully, all the people who are right now in the red can recover. But that being said, like even if they don't, it's not a big issue, right? Because remember, all your capital, all your entry capital, it's all covered, right? So even if you lose, so for example, in this case, Lian Mei is down about 8.5 USDC. So I mean, of course, that's going to be reimbursed. But as we go into the next round, into the round of four, the entry capital will increase to 200, and then you can start making bigger moves, right? And then of course, at that point, your P&L will be even higher, right? Higher in absolute, let's say, dollar terms, right? Not just percentages. Because if you think about it, like right now, for example, 8% or 9% of 50 USDC, well, that's not a lot. That's about $5, right? But 9% of or 10% or 9% of 200, that's a little bit more. That's about 20, right? A little bit less than 20. So it seems like in the next round the impact will be higher. But again, as I keep mentioning, all the capital is being protected, or at least all the entry capital is being protected. So for our traders, this is a pretty sweet deal, right? Because they can recoup their losses if they do have some losses. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's see how it goes for us. Hopefully we can have a successful trading today. And yeah, so seems like Liang Mei is right now in the negative 15.5%. And so let's see what are the trades that this trader is making. So at the beginning, he is just basically opening a whole bunch of positions on ETH. And then I see that here he started closing some of the positions. Okay. So I guess this trader is still holding. So I don't see right now anyone making any trades as of recent. So I think long is just kind of sitting pretty because this trader is in the lead. And then we have Jennifer, who also has two positions, and she's just chilling. So I have Flight, who's made a trade not that long ago, but a few minutes ago, I guess, or maybe like 1 minute ago. Okay, so long BTC, and then Dylan is basically sitting flat on his two positions on Uni. So let's see. We do have. Okay, hold on. What happened? What happened? Let me see. Dylan, Flu, Jennifer. Okay, so we have the ZC trader, and this person been trading pretty actively. Okay, all right. So Liang Mei now is negative 20%. So yeah, this trader also hasn't made any trades as of recent. Um, but seems like the deep is getting deeper because this trader has a lot of long positions on ETH, and I guess the ETH is tanking a little bit. Like let's take a look at their entries. So basically, they started to enter at 29.14, 29.14, and then keep entering at 28.97, then continue entering at 28.93. And as you can see right now, BTC is sitting as 28.92. So basically, all the long positions that they have entered so far hasn't played out. ETH seems to be going down quite a bit since the beginning of this competition, about 17 minutes ago. So anyway, we still have 13 minutes to go, so a lot of things can happen. I wouldn't give up just yet, but definitely interesting to see that today the person who was going long on ETH is kind of sitting at the back. And what's interesting to see is that Long has a lot of also long positions on ETH, but he or she has also started with a big short on ETH. So essentially, at the beginning, when the trading just started, the first two positions this trader has taken is they shorted ETH at pretty much at the top, right, as you can see. So that's how they were able to get into this positive 6%, 6.5% lead as of now. All right, so let's see what happens next. Again, we still have some time. So, but yeah, definitely interesting to see how we're gonna play out today. Yesterday it was pretty crazy because yesterday I don't remember, I don't know the official number, but I remember that during the competition, the difference between first and second place was like something like 0.01%, which is crazy. I mean, I would be so pissed if I lost by 0.1%. So yeah, but anyway, let's see how today plays out. All right, so Liang Mei is going up a little bit, but this trader is still down almost 16%. So things are not looking too pretty, and we have 12 minutes left in today's session. All right, so let's take a look at some of the things that's gonna come very soon for our Deribit and Signal Plus trading competition. All right, so as I was mentioning before, essentially this week for the King of the Perps battle, we are in the second round, and this round, what we call is round of 16. So essentially, from the first round, we had 32 participants who qualified for this round, for the second round, which is round of 16. And these participants have been split into 4 groups. So as you can see, each day we have 7 or 8 traders, basically in each group, kind of competing for the first place. Okay, and what's going to happen is that we are going to have 4 top traders from each team who will advance into the next round. All right, and so starting next week, we're going to have our next round, which is called round of 4. And so for the next round, it's going to be the same, well, I should say similar format, where each day is going to be 30 minutes, okay? But this time, the entry capital, instead of 50 USDC, is going to be 200 USDC, okay? And so from there, basically, we're going to have something like, let's say 16 participants, and then we're going to divide them into the 2 groups of 8. And so those people will basically advance into the next round, which is the round of four. So let's see how it goes. But basically, at that point, I think this is when the thing's gonna get interesting, because we're gonna have a lot of capital. So remember that in this competition, right, in this round, the round of 16, we're gonna have the top four, right, from each group will advance into the next round. And then, but right now, again, the capital is still pretty, how to say, it's pretty low. I would say, 50 USDC. I mean, it's not nothing, but it's still kind of hard to make any sizable gains. Like, let's say, even if you gain 100%, we still going to, it's still going to be like the P&L of only 50, right? The 100%. But as people advance into the next round, keep in mind is that it's gonna go higher. So next round will be 200, and then 1,000, and of course our final round will be 10,000 USDC, which is again all covered, all reimbursed. So you have nothing to worry about. And one of the things that I wanted to mention here is that, as you can see from current trade, if we think about the top four traders in each group, right? So as you can see right now, the top four trader, like the first one is like almost 7%. The second trader, Jennifer, is at 3%. Then we have Flight at basically zero, just break even. And we have Dylan, who is negative 3%. Okay. But essentially, one of the things is that even if you're negative 2% or 3%, you might still qualify for the next round, right? Because essentially, what you are doing is, so what I'm trying to say is, like, you don't have to be a top trader, because you can still, even if you're in the negative position, you can still, make some money, and you can still advance into the next round, even if your P&L is not that high. I mean, of course, in the future rounds, right, in the next round, because we're going to continue eliminating more and more and more people, but in the future round, you will have to actually, compete and have the highest P&L, right? Because at the end of all the rounds, in the round of four and semifinals and finals, the people who have smaller P&Ls will continue to get eliminated. But the point is that, at least for now, for the first round, for the second round, even if you are breaking even, or even if you have, in some cases, like in this case right now, even if you have negative P&L, that still would qualify you for, to advance into the next round. So that's something cool. All right, so we have 6 minutes to go. Let's see how it goes. All right. So far, I don't see a lot of movement. We have some few trades from the long run. This person just made one trade recently. Well, not recently, I guess, maybe 5-6 minutes ago, was shorting ETH. But in either case, this trader is sitting at the top so far. Jennifer hasn't made any big moves yet. And then we have Flight, um, who is kind of flat. And then ZC, let's see. So Liang Mei is still in negative, but at least not like negative 20. But yeah, so we are at the final finish line. So let's give some thumbs up to all the traders for their participation. And let's see, yeah, let's give thumbs up here and here and here. So this trader has made a lot of trades, but nobody gives him thumbs up. How come? Let's give some more. Let's show some love to ZC, almost like CZ. Maybe it's like CZ trading in disguise. Who knows, right? All right, 3 minutes, almost there, guys. All right, 2 minutes to go. So far, we have these four people qualifying to move into the next round. But of course, the first place is sitting at around the same 6.7, so almost 7%, and the second place is 2.23%. So the gap is pretty big. I would say almost 3x. But yeah, yesterday gap between the number one and number two was so big, and it was so funny. I don't know, at least to me. I mean, it seems like almost impossibly small. But actually, I'm gonna go and check who got the first place yesterday. Um, it's yeah. So let's see. But yeah, while we wait, we still have a few minutes left. I just want to say, everybody, that remember to register for our Deribit and Signal Plus competition. We still have 25 days to go, so still a whole bunch of time. And everybody's will be able to qualify for some of the rewards, even if you have a small account, even if you're just trading very small positions. This is still all good, and you would still be eligible for some of the things, some of the prizes, if you just make, like, let's say, one trade a day, or two trades a day, things like this, or even if one trade a month. Sorry, not a month. One trade a week. So that's still all good. But all right, so we are at the finish line. So we have 20 seconds left. It seems like the long one is taking the lead, taking the first place, followed by Jennifer, and then Flight, and then ZC. So that seems to be the roster for today. And I do want to say thank you, everybody, for joining and tuning in. And of course, we're going to speak tomorrow again. All right, guys. Cheers.